Glad to see you guys are drinking. Yeah, we're drinking. Yeah, I love it. I love to drink. I love it too much. I got so drunk at a bachelor party this past year. I texted a woman I've only slept with twice that I loved her and missed her. Not a good night for Brian Rowe. I woke up the next morning. I was like, how the fuck do I save this? So I texted her. I was like, these Russian hackers are getting weirdly specific. I was like, how do they know I love you? What's going on in Russia? Didn't text back, so I'm single. I prefer to be single. It's cool. I prefer to be single because I prefer to sleep on a diagonal across my bed. Yeah, rather than have some. Yeah. I prefer to sleep on a diagonal across my bed rather than have someone who loves me. So it works out perfect being this alone. Went through my first heartbreak last year. That was weird. 28, a little late in life. No, it's fine. It's cool. I learned. It's an important part of life, I think. It's an important part of life. It was bad. It was so bad I started listening to country music. That's how bad it got. Really got in touch with my fellow whites. Yeah, I'll say this. If you know someone listening to Garth Brooks and they are not in a crowded bar or a pickup truck, you have a friend in a low fucking place. Everyone tries to give you advice when you're going through heartbreak. My buddy's aunt walked up to me and she goes, heard you went through heartbreak this year. It's tough. I did too. I was like, yeah. She's like, I also lost a tit because of cancer. I'm like, I don't feel so bad about mine anymore. And she goes, it's cool. What I learned from that is when you lose things, it teaches you how strong you can be. I'm like, that's good. She's like, I got a tattoo to commemorate it. Would you like to see that? I was like, sure. And she pulls up her shirt. And where her breast used to be is tattooed a giant middle finger. And in cursive, it says, fuck cancer and Gerald. I'm like, oh, I see. Both. Commemorated both. Fuck that guy, yeah. She's like, yeah, I'm thinking about getting a fakie put in so it pops out. Really let people know. Everyone tries to give you advice on dating. My buddy the other day is like, I found a new way to get women's attention online. I was like, what's that? And he's like, I like their old photos on Instagram. I was like, don't do that. No. What? I was like, can I see one you liked? And he's like, sure. So he pulls up this picture, and it's a woman holding a white schnauzer in like a bag. And it's a 9-year-old photo. I was like, did you read the caption on this? And he's like, I did not. And I was like, could you read it out loud for me right now? And he reads, and he goes, 2 years without Bitsy. Really miss her. I'm like, you just like the picture of an 11-year-old dead dog. You fucking psycho. And he goes, maybe she'll think I love animals. I'm like, maybe she'll think you skinned them, you weirdo. I'm learning about a lot of things on dating. I learned this past year, never ask a woman where a bruise in the crotchal region came from, because what you're going to hear is a fucking lie. Goes something like, oh, I'm clumsy, must have ran into something, but your brain's not going to agree with that. Your brain's going to go, yeah, she ran into her ex, and they had sex. That's what she ran into. And then you're just going to start an argument. I don't know that from experience. Someone told me that one. That was not me. Someone told me that. Yeah, no. Learned a lot. Gave up on dating apps. I still have them. I just use them to promote comedy shows now. I'm just like, come to my show. I don't want to meet you. Just come. Yeah, no. Gave up. I'm trying to meet people in regular life. That's hard. I recently ran into a woman on the street when I was turning a corner, and she was like holding a bunch of papers, and she spilled them. So I helped her collect them, and I was like, I'm sorry. And we grabbed the same one and locked eyes like a goddamn romantic comedy. I was like, oh, wow, she's beautiful. And we stood up, and I was like, I'm so sorry about that. She's like, it's fine. And she's like, I'm going this way. I'm like, oh, I'm going that way too. So we walked together, and we started talking. She was smart and funny and interesting. I'm like, oh, my God, am I in love? And then we got to where she was going, and she's like, all right, this is me. And it was the Church of Scientology. So I went inside, and I read some pamphlets, because my standards are fucking low. I will read some pamphlets with Tom Cruise's face on them. I don't give a shit. Tom Cruise. It's crazy that dude's the Jesus of a religion. He's Scientology's Jesus. Jesus had holes in his hands. Tom Cruise front middle tooth is to the left too much. Google it. It'll fucking ruin every movie you ever watch with him again. Yeah, that dude makes me believe in Scientology though. Like, I think there's something to it because of him, because he jumped on Oprah's couch. Do you know how out of your mind you have to be to jump on a black woman's couch and not be immediately fucking murdered? There's a higher power watching out for that man. Fuck every stunt he's ever done. That's the most impressive thing. I've learned this past year, ghosting sucks. Oh, ghosting sucks. Yeah. If you're old and you know what that is, it's not what's happening to your friends. It's a term that we use now. It's a term we use now to describe when like someone you're talking to just cuts you out of their life. There's some old people in the back groaning. Yeah, no. It's when someone just cuts you out of their life, which like before the internet was fine because you should be like, they might have got murdered. Who the fuck cares? Now you have to see their presence on the internet and know they just don't want you in their life, and it hurts. I got ghosted by a Spirit Airlines flight attendant. That is the most ironic sentence that will ever come out of my mouth. Yeah, it turns out they will, in fact, not handle your baggage without an aggressive fee. That is a real fucking thing. I'm not going to pretend like I'm a good person. I ghosted someone, but I ghosted them for a good reason. I ghosted someone because they said I have nice arms, and a relationship cannot start on a lie. That is a fucking thing. Can't start a relationship on a lie.